Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I thought today, in today's video, I'd go through what's available on my Patreon. So I have a whole heap of different things that are available on my Patreon right now. The newest one that went up was making the stripes for the two bongos. So that tutorial is up at the moment, but I'll go through my Patreon and go along about all the stuff that is available on there. So there's videos, printables, whip pictures, all sorts of other things. But yeah, I'll go through what it's in this video, and if you want to join, the link is in the description. There's a whole heap of new things coming up as well. Some are available as one-off tutorials in my shop, but not everything is. So yeah, there's quite a lot of information available on there. So yeah, that's why I thought I'd make this video, yeah, tell you what's available. So if you want to know, then keep watching. Alrighty, so I have a number of things available on my Patreon, but I thought the first one I would go through are the video tutorials that are available. So there's quite a number of them. The first new one is the two methods I made for stripes on the art dolls. So these are the stripes that I did for the bongo, so I'll go through the two tutorials that I did. Next one is dismantling an art doll. So I changed the faux fur for the penguin, so I go through the process of dismantling that art doll. The next one is the custom armage joint for my prairie dog. I go through that process in this video. I've also have how to make your posable art dolls pose better. Just a little technique that I have that I do to make the posability a bit better. I have an eye video where I go through all of the eyes that I use for my art dolls, something that was requested quite a number of times, so you can find that on my Patreon. Some rake tool making, so I made this tool here, and I also fixed the tool next to it as well. So I'll go through that process on that video. Next one is the armature for a galaxy wolf. There's a couple of armature videos on here, but this one's specifically for the galaxy wolf. I go through the process of making the flying fox wings. I am in the process of making a new tutorial for that, but that is the first one that I did. And you also get the bat wing body pattern. And the next one is the armature for the flying fox, and the other sculpting video of a chihuahua head. So I'll go through that process on there. I also have a tutorial on how to make moth wings. I'm sure that's available in my shop as well as a one-off. And I go through that process of how I made the Luna moth wings. Next is painting some stripes on a Tasmanian tiger doll. It can work for any other doll, but I thought I would go through the process of painting those stripes. Next one is sewing that little white stripe onto the hamster doll. Another ball and socket armature. I go through the process of making that one, and the next one is making these reflective eyes. So I've used them in a couple of dolls so far, and I go through the process of how I made them. Next is the body for the gorilla. That's a whole process of what I did to create the body for it. The next one is how I made the chest piece for the gorilla. Pretty extensive process, but I go through it in this video if you want to learn how to make it. Another sculpting video on how to sculpt wrinkles. I do plan to do more sculpting videos and techniques. I haven't decided which to do it on. An eyelash tutorial on how I do eyelashes for art dolls. The body for the main wolf, I go through that process of how I made it. And then the next one is load more. There's I think there was 30 something videos of different things what to do. Body tips for art dolls, that is also available on in my shop. Making a rat tail, that's how a process of how I made that tail for the rat doll. Painting the markings for the Okapi doll. Go through that entire process of painting those markings that you can see there on the legs. So that is available on there. And also making the body for the Okapi, so I go through that process as well, and the technique that I did to do that. Sculpting some Kuruma's feet. I still haven't finished that doll, but it's there. Tips for cutting faux fur. That's a good tutorial if you're unsure how to cut pieces of faux fur. Sculpting tools. So I go through all of the sculpting tools that I use for sculpting. The markings on one of my other art dolls, so I go through the process of putting those markings on the body. Dyeing faux fur, I dyed this grey faux fur to have a green sheen of it. So I go through that process. Needle felting, this little white constellation on one of my dolls. Another technique for making markings on dolls. Again, another marking tutorial on how I did the stripes for the raccoon doll. So they'll be all available in my $5 and up tiers. The next one are printables. So there's quite a number of printables that are available, including this penguin body that I recently did, these little frog illustrations that I did, also a wolf body pattern, so you get both sides of the wolf, underbelly and a side of the wolf. And the next one is this little galaxy wolf printable. You get that as a PNG file. All the printables are PNG files. I don't know why that's in there, but it must be filed wrong. So another printable of some auroras. There's also printables of a lot of space type paintings, watercolor paintings, the lunar moth wing pattern, and also more galaxy printables. If you scroll down, and another printable for Okami, so it's just a little illustration page that I did, some more space ones, another Aurora printable, more pink space, just a couple of other printables, a little wolf one, there's some digital printables there, just to change things up a little bit. So something for, digital, watercolor, and also body patterns that are available. Another printable is available here. That is a digital one of one of my other older art dolls. Another fox printable, digital printable. So yeah, just check it out. There's heaps of different types of printables, and you get it all for $10 and up tiers. So if you're interested in any one of them, then just check it out and see how it goes. The next little one, obviously the coupons available every month for all my $10 and up tiers, so you'll find them in that little tab there. Another one, just like extra images, so there's a whole heap of different types of images available. So there's 10 images of each doll, and you'll also get the early access to the dolls that I release here. So I do a little post on here a couple of days before I put it in my shop, and then ask if anyone's interested. So you can let me know if you wanted anything there, and you also get access to whip pictures for any tier. You get access to all of the whip pictures that I post on here, and it's just a little bit more of the behind the scenes or in the process of making things, so you can see a little glimpse of what you get there. I'm trying to post more on here for the $2 and up tiers, and yeah, so that's a little glimpse of what you can get on my Patreon. Like I said, the link is in the description if you want to join. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook, Creatures of Nat, and my shop, creaturesofnat.com, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.